Only because I'm insanely late, Susano. It's too hot. Yo, how's it going, folks? How are we doing in this crazy heat wave? Man, this tablet just does not want to work. Like, literally, it's just giving me the... It's just saying, no, I'm not going to do anything. How we doing, folks? Gears Beta is live! Gaming, they couldn't buy you aircon even if you wanted to. There's none in stock in the UK. Even my ma turned around and told me today you should just buy some aircon, and I was like, where from? They don't have any. We're literally sold out in this country till like next year. What's happening in the DMs of DMs? Oh, I saw Sword and Slippers. I really don't like her shoulders. The character design looks so weird. I can't actually get on with the character design. I definitely saw this and I was like, if only they designed the character better. The blonde one was alright, but man, the black-haired one was just awful. Now, what you need to do, Devastator, is go and have a look at Ramiel. Then you'll understand what waifu truly is. So how have we all been, folks? What have we been up to? It's been... I think that's her name from Zenless Zone Zero. Man, nothing on this works. How have we all been, folks? It looks like people have really lost their mind when it comes to, you know, the whole Elder Scrolls 6 potentially being exclusive. Oh, you have, Ramiel? She got some good jigglies, Devastator. I don't know if I'll get enough currency to pull her. But if you notice, today I was not streaming over at Twitch because I needed to get a review out. And I hope some of you have seen it. The game is actually really damn good. And it's a game called Dusk Fade. For those of you that don't know, I was fortunate enough to get a review code for this game. And it's actually a really good game. And so if you haven't had the chance to actually play it yet, I highly recommend that you do. Where is my, that's not working. There we go. And so Dusk Fade is your typical platform game, but it's actually a really good platform game. And it looks like the reviews for it have been pretty damn awesome. I would place it around the 8.5, which I think is a fair score for it. It has quite a bit. It's a really good game, and it is Xbox Play Anywhere as well. So I highly recommend you check this one out. If you haven't yet, do check out my review for this as well. Yeah, I'm not surprised that game hit 100k wish lists. Tickle Beans, the way I see it, if Microsoft is serious about the Xbox, there probably won't be a bigger game, I reckon, for the time being, than Elder Scrolls 6 to try and move that needle. If they're serious about going gung-ho all in on the console, they need to make it exclusive. If they don't, then they've made their intentions perfectly clear that it's all talk and no action. They're angry? Why? Just... My god, what idiots. Look, man, a game has a target audience, and if you don't like that sort of content, don't play it. Yeah, pretty ladies. I mean, did you see how they mapped Cortana's face to Germa? That's crazy. Yeah, that doesn't work, King. You're either all in or all out. None of this case-by-case stuff. Hey, K-Roxy, how's it going, man? I mean, that's just the way of human nature, right, gaming? That is the way of human nature. Make more games like Stellar Blade? Are you talking about in terms of combat or in terms of artistic scenery or the character model? All three are kind of different. 2 out of 3 of those are inside Beast of Reincarnation. Now, the cutscenes are completely foobarred. There's no saving those cutscenes. And the dialogue speed is somewhat possible if you're pressing the skip button as soon as they finish talking to move over to the next line because the pause is too long. But the gameplay is phenomenal. I have no problem with the gameplay. It's awesome. Way too many skill trees, though. They will lose money. There's no disputing that, right? They will lose money. But at the same time, if you're looking at Elder Scrolls' history, PlayStation only made up 15%, whereas PC and Xbox made up 85%. So, will they lose that much? Who knows? But at the same time, if they're not going to take the risks and if they're not going to put the commitment in, just go multi-platform, man. Go multi-platform, scrap the Helix, and go PC full time. That would be my thing. The bottom line is they're either going to be committed to the cause or not, and I don't mind whichever way they go. I'd just rather they go away, because they either want people to buy their Helix or they don't. And going in 50% or 30% and saying, well, we haven't decided on what we're doing yet. Well, why not buy a platform that's going to give you all of those games, guaranteed, and more, instead of restricting you to just one set of games? Do you see what I mean? You want your purchase to you want to make sure that your platform that you're buying is going to be supported for the foreseeable future. But if option A and C are offering exactly what you offer and more, why would you go with option B when option A and C are offering you exactly what B is offering you, but they're offering you more? And so that's why they need to either be committed or just do what they need to do, man. Nah, what is it? Woowa needs a Stellar Blade collab. That would work. If you're talking about the scenery, then Rox, check out Beast of Reincarnation. That gave me, Stellar Blade, Near Automata vibes all the way through, man. I'm almost at the end of that game. I was supposed to stream it today to finish it, but I had to finish my review for Duskfade, which is now live, and yeah, this is a really good game. I'm gonna play through this probably on stream as well. It's a good game. I really liked it. I think that's the key, Tickle. I think that's the key. I think they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and they know what they want, but they don't know if they're willing to commit and sacrifice to get there. They're going to take some hardships before they make it over the hill and start reaping the rewards. You can't click your finger and undo all the damage that Phil and Sarah did. It's just not possible. There's no way they can do that. They're gonna have to take a few hits to show that they are committed, to show that they are there for the cause. Make sure you've got a disk drive. Make sure physical is still an option so you can win on that race as well. And then you're kind of tackling it from two windows. One, you're still supporting physical media, and two, you now have games that are highly coveted that you can't get on any other console. And that's how they're going to do it. ZZZ has the jiggle. It certainly does. It's just the cutscenes for ZZZ that's really horrible. I mean, not ZZZ. Beast of Reincarnation. The gamma's all over the place. But has anyone seen this game at all? I'm tempted to bring up a trailer so people can see it. Enjoy the game that I reviewed. I know. What is all this madness? Chaos getting a review code? Like, what is happening? I thought no one liked Chaos. But here we are. Yo, Bug, don't come anywhere near me. That's all I'm saying. You're lucky you got away. You're lucky you got away. Man, Xbox didn't even release a trailer for this. That's insane. Alright, let's go with this one. Copy link address. Hey, Chili, how's it going? Yeah, YouTube is having a lot of problems at the moment.
At Killer UK celebrates 29 months of membership, you can keep Elder Scrolls, it's okay.
Hey, it worked! I hope you guys heard. Did you guys hear that? I was wondering if it actually worked. I heard it, but did you hear it? That's the key. Did you guys hear it? Did you hear it? Yeah, it worked! You have no idea how long I spent trying to make sure that actually worked. I spent the best part of maybe 5 minutes, and it was amazing. Oh, sorry. It's hot. I'm in that type of a mood today. It's fine. It's fine. There was lots of hard work involved in that. You just have no idea, man. The levels of dedication that was put into making sure it worked. Did I? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so this is Dusk Fade. We're gonna put the volume down a little bit. Keyblade! Well, it's actually a clock blade. Yeah, you may have heard me say something wrong thing there, but I didn't. It's a good game. And it's only $24.99. It's all about breaking those chains. The final boss of the area has 3 phases as well. It's a really good game. No one likes exclusives, Overshot, but they're a necessity evil. I got it removed eventually, but there was an illegal soundboard of me like the... Oh, really? Oh, I remember that. You were saying that there was a soundboard of you saying something. Hey, man, those hard coding nights was pretty stressful for that 5 minutes of work that I put in. You should never underestimate that shoulder. Yeah, I think it was like a few dollars off. I think it was, instead of being $24.99, it was £21 or £22 something. It's a really good game though, and you know, it's available on all platforms. It's Xbox Play Anywhere, which is amazing. And review wise, it's got pretty decent outside of the usual lows for clout. those scores are pretty nice. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. I know Niche Gamer is pretty good with their reviews generally, so they must have really enjoyed this. But I would place it around where Voxel has placed it. I didn't give a numbered review in mind, but you can tell from my review that I was overly happy with it. Hey, Mr. Kima, it definitely was a failure. What the whole approach really was a failure. Not just the multi-platform, but even the expansion to PC has been questionable. Especially if they're looking at prioritizing the actual console. Hey, he's off playing Gears at the moment. Alright, so what do we think of these controllers? What do we think of these controllers, chat? I think I must be the only one that doesn't like them. I mean, this one on the left is growing on me a little bit. I'm still not buying it. But what do we think? Oh, there is a lot of Kingdom Hearts influence in this dude. Even with the way, like, he walks into the room. Like, during the first boss battle, he has the... it's actually called a minuet, but I call it the clock blade, which sounds very close to something else. But you got the keyblade, you got the... Because it's basically a clock hand as the blade. But it walks in with the same pose that Sora does when he's just standing there, and it just reminded me of instant Kingdom Hearts. In fact, the very first bit that you'd play in the game is around the clock in the same fashion as Kingdom Hearts. It's just play it, you'll really enjoy it. There's so much greatness here. There's no skill trees or stuff like that. You basically destroy boxes and crystals to earn currency, and you go to the shop in your main hub and you buy your upgrades, and that's it. Like, it's literally old school platforming, which I love. The black one is better, but I don't like what's in the red bits. Yeah, that's it. That's what I don't like. Like this hip, it just looks like a smudge blur. I don't like it. I don't like it. I was called some weird things because I wasn't a fan of it, and I expressed that I wasn't a fan of it. But I just think it looks like something an intern did. That's my opinion on that. Right? It looks like something that an intern did. I don't know how else to really put it out there. Ooh, this could actually work. It could. It bloody well could. See, if you look at where is it? I did have it, right? Where did I put it? If you look at this, so that's the Gears 3 one. That's the Gears 4 one. And I think the Gears 4 one looks really nice. Right? The Gears 4 one looks really nice. I kind of like the minimalistic approach of Gears 5. Gears 6, I just think they just try too hard. Yeah, 5 looks nice. I've heard a lot of people saying that they don't like 5 because it's like too simple. But I think it looks nice. It's got just the right rustic charm on it. 4 I think is nice, but there's something missing here, which is the share button, and now it just looks weird without the share button. And the 360 controller is just legendary, right? But for me, 4 and 5 are the best ones out of the bunch. But Chile, that doesn't matter. What matters is that it's going to be awesome and that you should definitely, enjoy it. Enjoy your purchase. But for those of you that want to buy the Gears E-Day one, right? 8-Bit though has released this. A little add-on designed in the same way for you to be able to do, have it all set up. Can't go wrong with that one, boys. You cannot go wrong. Alright, I can turn you off. I don't know. Either way, I've got like 5 controllers. I don't need another controller. I think 5 is enough. Yo, Raichi, Devastator. At what level does the ability to pull open up? I'm level 5 at the moment. But yeah, if you're looking for this is $39.99 via Amazon, Prime eligible, and you can get the charging dock to match the actual controller. I need 50 controllers? Nah, I just ordered a new battery replacement for the PS5 controller because I actually really like my Crimson controller, right? But the battery on this now lasts me less than 10 minutes. From a full charge, it lasts me less than 10 minutes. It's physically unusable now. So I ordered a battery pack for it. Apparently I have to perform surgery. They've told me it takes 5 minutes. The chances are I'm going to break it because I know that's literally what I'm capable of. But I might actually record the whole process and upload just how messy it becomes to open up a PS5 controller, or how clean it is. Winter Soldier, I think it's an absolute shame that they don't have Hall sticks. The analog sticks are so archaic in those controllers now, and for the amount of money that you're actually paying, you're right. They should have been Hall sticks. Cesano, if it breaks, it breaks. What can I do? It's unusable anyway. Yeah, Devastator and ZZZ. Yeah! Don't be an ape-handed goof. Mate, how did you not die? Die, you fiend! But yeah, if you want this, I'll actually post a link of this into chat because I do think that some of you might actually be interested in this. So no affiliate link from me or anything like that. So I don't know if they have an affiliate. A Cheap Ass Gamer has affiliates. You can delete the link that affiliates to them. But yeah, for those of you that are interested in that charging dock for that controller, if you're buying it, it's a nice companion. You use a hammer to open a DualSense. I'm very close. I remember when my Dreamcast kept resetting, and I took the hammer out, and I said, "Do it one more time, one more time. I dare you." I was playing Skies of Arcadia, and I had the hammer there, and I said, "Do it, do it. I dare you to reset again." Because, you know, the Dreamcast had that problem, which I didn't really know about. It has a little sponge where the spring is, and that sponge erodes, so you're just supposed to replace it after it's kind of eroded itself. But I didn't know this, right? And I just thought my Dreamcast was just being stupid. And so I was like, do it again. Do it. I dare you. And it did. And I was true to my word. I gave it a god almighty whack with the hammer on the side. And then it never reset again. My assumption is that sponge, when I hit it, with the force that I hit it, nudged enough to a point of the sponge that hadn't eroded yet. And it started working ever since. So the moral of the story is that if your machine, your console, decides that it wants to act up, there are ways to teach it a lesson. Don't do it to your expensive hardware. They're really hard to replace. But for the cheaper ones, yeah, I only got the battery for now. Yeah, his comic came out in French. Level 8. Oof! Level 8. I'm so far away. Sweet! Thanks, Dev. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But yeah, the news has been pretty dire as of late, right? Stop Killing News has decided that they're going to sue Sony. I don't really know how far they're going to get with this one, but the backlash is continuing in regards to this. And it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. And it looks like now Stop Killing Games has taken on it upon themselves to actually add this to their ongoing lawsuit and, you know, rules and regulation changes in order to try and get Sony to provide a disc version of the games or to provide digital ownership. Now, how successful they're going to be on that is anyone's guess, but they are trying, and it doesn't look like this is going to let up. Now, I don't personally see Sony actually stopping doing this anytime soon. Like, I don't see them backtracking at all, to be fair, considering the amount of money they've already invested. But the only angle that people have now against Sony is that they have a monopoly. And regulators don't like monopolies. It does gaming. Sony killing PlayStation discs will make PlayStation Store cheaper. Well, the thing is, there's a guy, right? This analyst. Let me see if I've got him somewhere. He's usually posting everywhere. He's an ex-Square CEO. But he turned around and is saying that Sony is going to reduce their prices because that's how it works. And I'm like, in what world do you live in for this to even be a thing? Like, I don't even understand. I don't even understand the mindset for such a thing, you know? I'm just trying to find the guy. I'm sure some of you have seen him, because he replied to me some time ago, but where was it? There it is. His name is Jakub Novak. No doubt some of you may have seen this dude who's literally getting bodied left, right, and center. Oh, the other dude? No, he's never going to reply to me. What do you think if the stores only sell Sony sells it digital games outside the... I mean, that's how it's going to work, right? Joshua? They're going to provide the digital cards that retailers are going to sell. So, in terms of physical discs, where these retailers will usually take a margin and everyone else takes a margin, but you physically own the game, that's not going to be the case anymore. And retailers probably won't be taking much of that margin when it comes to those digital games, because it's just going to be a piece of card that you're holding. It won't even really take off it, shelf space. Yeah, Jakub Novak. This guy, I'm pretty sure, is an industry plant that only the gaming ledger agrees with. Like, there's no way that what this guy is saying he can actually believe is true. I don't believe it. I refuse to believe what this guy is saying he actually genuinely believes. I'm not buying it for a split second. You would be wrong there, Susano. PC has lower prices because however these companies are circumventing Valve's rules, they're giving them out to other stores, and at the end of the day, if the price is too high, there's this thing called Jack Sparrow, and when you join Jack Sparrow in the high seas and you sail, to seek out the booty, you don't have to pay for anything, you just plunder at your will. So in order to combat those people, you price it adequately to make sure that you entice them to buy retail rather than going and seeking that booty. The reality is, as we found out a couple weeks ago via a video that we have, Valve has a policy that publishers have to sign, which basically says those publishers, like Ubisoft for example, are not allowed to pass on the 30% saving that they can pass on to consumers, because they're not allowed to make their games cheaper than Steam would. So if Steam has it priced at $59.99, Ubisoft has to do the same. Even though Steam is taking that 30%, Valve makes them sign a legal doctrine to basically say that they can't do that. And apparently this has been a thing for a long, long time now. And so the only reason Valve is lowering their prices to what they are is because it's so easy to, join Jack Sparrow and become one of his crewmates. That's it. I mean, Green Man Gaming recently was found selling keys, and then their keys got revoked. Poor Green Man Gaming. Although it wasn't their fault, to be fair. The publisher actually revoked it, yoinked it, because apparently the keys were being supplied through other countries that have universal versions of the game. Yeah, Susanna, I'll send you a video. It's a really good one. I think might still have it. I don't have it in my watch later list, but I will send you a video because it actually explains it in there. What it's called. There's actually a name for it, but I can't remember the legal name that they have to adhere by. It's like a 3-word acronym, and every publisher has to sign that with Valve, which basically means that if they actually lower their price purposefully below what Valve is setting, Valve can remove their games off the Steam store without any consequence. So we are going to see a Sony AAA games at 50, 60. No, wait, it won't get cheaper. Dude, let me show you a game, right? I'm sorry for Luna, by the way. Let me show you a game. You're not going to believe it, because this game is trash. It bombed hard, right? This game bombed hard. It's also quite old. I think it's like, what, maybe 5 years old, right? Like, it's not new. It's pretty damn old, right? Immortals of Avium, right? This game is $69.99. I can buy this game right now for £2. £2. £5 if I want to buy it brand new, right? If the shops still have it, this was retailing for £5 on physical because no one wanted this game. No one bought it. The game bombed. It pretty much had a quicker death than Concord, but at least it kind of kept its physical status and it's not live service, so it remained in the open world. But this game was bad and no one liked it, no one wanted it. And so it went, if you find it in the open world, it is likely to be around £5 sealed. Yet here it is $69.99. And this guy is gonna make me believe that PlayStation is going to lower their prices when they haven't even lowered this game down. That was so god. It's such an old game. Did you get any far, Talos? Any further at all? What I want to get is a game called Restory. That game looks so chill. So chill. I want that game. You're basically a shop owner repairing tech from like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Yeah, Rachel, pretty much. I got bored with that game. What is this even on Game Pass? But either way, what I'm saying, the point I'm making here is this game is not, it should not be holding a $69.99. But my guy, Mr. Jacob, is going to try and convince me that they're going to lower their prices and have it as good as a physical storefront. At the same time, legal documents from 2022 prove that Sony dictates what those prices are that appear on their website, right? On this store, Sony dictates what they are. They set the final price because publishers have to relinquish all control of pricing when it comes to the games if they want to put it on PSN. It's in the legal document. This guy is saying ignore the legal document, ignore what was shown to the courts, listen to me because I know best. I'm telling you, this guy is an industry plant. There is no way that this guy is real. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe it. I reckon he is a fake account someone created just so they could put in there and say, yeah, keep going, buddy. Keep going. I don't believe it. I refuse to believe that this guy is real. No, we're not going to do that. Controller, what are you doing? But yeah, I refuse to believe that this guy is real. You haven't definitely put the disc in, because it could just be a licensing issue or a corruption issue. If there's anything that's not downloaded properly, it will download and the disc will trigger it. So give that a try as well and let me know. Yep, I'm aware of that. We have that as news that's coming up, I believe, in my stuff of stuffs. Yep, that's actually the next piece of news I was going to get to. So yeah, I don't believe that this guy is real. Yeah, tell us. Just feel free to reach out to me on Discord, man. You don't need to wait until the streams. My Discord should be in the description below. You can either join my Discord or just freely reach out on Discord. It's KaosPrimeZYT. My Discord handle. This is my Discord handle. I'm being pretty reckless with this at the moment, but so feel free to reach out to me, man, and I'll see what I can do. Hey, man, this is the best VTube you can get. By the way, chat, from last week, from earlier this week, I had a couple of videos planned for. I had like 4 videos planned. We managed to watch one of them on Tuesday. The videos I have for today. Oh, actually, never mind. I actually do have that video, Susano. I'm going to send it to you now. Actually, do me a favor, Susano. Send me a Discord DM, and I will send you that link. But I've got a Halo campaign involved, original versus anniversary versus remake. One that I think was really fascinating, but it's a very long video. It's the console that almost changed gaming forever. It's basically how did Sega lose it all. It's a very interesting video, but it is 40 minutes long. But it's a great watch. I really enjoyed it. And then we've got another one with calling Sony's bluff. I don't believe Sony about games, where he believes that Sony might be bluffing about going physical. There's a lot of copium in that one, and I do mean a metric ton of copium. Oh, awesome, Telos. That works too. So this one over here, for anyone that hasn't... What happened? What happened? Alright, for anyone that hasn't played this, if you have Netflix, you basically connect your phone to your internet, and the phone becomes the controller. It's a very interactive experience, and it lasts for about 30 minutes overall. It's a really, really good experience. It's got Troy Baker in there and a couple of other famous voice actors. It's really high quality. You know, the overall experience is really damn good. The only negative I have about it is the fact that it's 30 minutes long. Sat down and played this. It's really fun, man, and freaky as well. Which is an absolute shame because Netflix is shutting down Night School and Moonlight. Moonloot. As a huge Oxenfree 1-2 fan, this pains me even more than normal. And so, in terms of news, Oxenfree, Night School, and Moonloot closing as streaming giant continues to shrink internal game studio operations. If you haven't heard, Amazon are pretty much also offloading all of their IP, all of their games, their MMOs, the works are being returned to NetEase and so forth. By 2027 or 2028, I believe by the end of 2027, I think they'll be all out of gaming entirely. So it's not just Netflix doing this. Everyone thought that they could jump in for a slice of the pie. And they've quickly realized that this is a very, very expensive endeavor. What game you are talking about? The workaround? No. It's, Byron, it's Future Soldier, I believe. Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Morrowind, I believe, was console exclusive because the PS2 couldn't handle it. It didn't have an internal. Oh, mate, if with the way Jeff ran Amazon into the ground, I can only see this as a good thing with him going to Liverpool. Just 6 weeks ago, Night School had released Unhinged, a novel 30-minute first-person horror game streamable on TVs to Netflix users. The game was hailed by Netflix co-CEO Greg Peters in a call with investors, citing really solid numbers. It's really good. I really hope you guys get to play it before they potentially pull it. It's only 30 minutes long. Worth definitely going through. Prior to its Netflix tenure, Night School had developed the award-winning supernatural thriller Oxenfree. A second Oxenfree game followed after the purchase, as well as a mobile game designed to tie into an episode of the Netflix show Black Mirror. It's it's sad. It's sad that these studios are getting cut, but was Netflix ever truly going to be into gaming? I don't think so. I think they quickly figured out that gaming is really expensive and everyone is jumping ship now. Bezos will buy all bald players. Well, at least he won't be buying me. There was lots of problems for me even when I was trying to go live today. So I don't know if it's a YouTube thing. I'm not seeing any buffering on my end. Is anyone else seeing any buffering issues? I mean, worst case scenario, I can lower the stream quality. Have you tried lowering the stream quality down to 1080p? I'm not sure why there would be issues. Yeah, it's like when I was trying to schedule the stream 4 times today, it basically said schedule failed, and it just deleted my stream entirely. I was having a lot of problems even just trying to create the stream to go live earlier today. Oblivion Remastered is out now on Switch 2, and apparently it looks pretty damn sweet. Shivering Isles, Knights of the Nine, and a whole DLC pile are included. So, Switch 2 fans, which one of you are going to go buy Oblivion Remastered? You know it's worth it. Let me just respond to this. Potato Rock. Skip the Switch 2 to can't justify getting one. Yeah, I got basically as soon as the console came out, I picked one up. Their price has changed now, hasn't it? Like the price went up very quickly, which is unfortunate. I mean, I only bought the Switch 2 for Nintendo exclusives, to be fair. Hey, Vague Dreams, how's it going? I think that's... There you go. There you go, Susanna. But yeah, chat, if there's any one of those videos that you prefer to check out, let me know. They're all very kind of good in their own way. But Skyrim is doing quite the round at the moment, and Derek is in full, damage control as to why, this should not be happening. Derek seems to be very, very upset that Elder Scrolls 6 potentially could be exclusive to Xbox. And if I was Asher Sharma, I would make it console exclusive. No reason not to. I still haven't bought a Switch 2 exclusive game. I think I bought a few. I've got Metroid. I've got Xenoblade Chronicles Switch 2 edition. Which, surprisingly, the whole game is on the disc, on the cartridge. Yeah, that's the one, Banisher. You're being generous there, Goggle, with $5 off. Man, how many strings did you have to pull to take 5 whole bucks off that Nintendo Switch 2 game? I remember I got an email once from Amazon, and they said, "Hey, great news! There's been a price drop on the Switch 2 game that you wanted. Check it out now." And I was like, really? Okay, this sounds cool. And it was priced previously at $59.99. And I went, and do you know how much it was? $59.97. I got a whopping 2p discount. That's amazing. Man, I was in tears. I could not stop laughing. I got trolled so hard. $2p. It dropped down by 2 pence. Honestly, Goggle, the price for that game doesn't go down anyway, and I think I found it on Amazon for like $49.99. So the second-hand price for that game is $44.99 wherever I look, or $39.99, $42.99. So I just bought it brand new with all the updates and bells and whistles, and I couldn't be bothered anymore. It's a game I really wanted to play. And so I just said, screw it, I'll buy it. I know! But that's the point I'm trying to make. The price never drops. The prices for Nintendo games never, ever drop. Whether it's digital or physical, they just don't drop. I mean, I was a dumbass because I decided to collect the Final Fantasy games physically for some odd maniacal reason on the Nintendo Switch. I can't explain to you just how expensive that collection has been, collecting them, with the final one arriving at the end of August. And then I complete my set from 1 to 12. 15 isn't available in physical form, so I can't get that. 14 is also not available in physical form. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in Pixel Remaster. I've got 7 Remake, Rebirth, combined 7 and 8, 9, 10 and 10-2 on cartridge, because I got the Japanese Switch version. And then I'm getting the Switch 2 version of the updated 10 and 10-2. Always a bright side. Nah, I was gonna put it into shares in AI. I might get I might get a bigger return. But yeah, no matter where I went, that price was holding, man. It just wasn't even secondhand. It wasn't going down. Switch games hold their value. I did like the fact that digital stores ran out of keys. I thought that was quite funny. I'm the same with Switch 2, Nintendo first party only. Yeah, that's it. It's just exclusives, man. You can get the Xbox version of Final Fantasy 15 physical disc. I don't know. It wasn't that in particular. I just wanted to have like a complete collection. I'm going through this midlife crisis where I just want to own as many versions of Final Fantasy games in physical form as I can. And so I was collecting the Switch versions first for some weird and random reason. Diving into the deep end. I did have like a massive collection of them before, but we were robbed some years ago, and my box that I had that had all my vintage Final Fantasy stuff was taken. I kind of had them all in a box, and that box that had everything of mine, Black Label, Final Fantasy 1, 2, 7, 8, all of it, was all taken, man. So I'm kind of just slowly trying to rebuild. Even my 10-2 guns that I had, the Hori ones, were inside that box. They're all gone as well. Hey, John, how's it going? The best game I got on my Switch was Fuse 4. Oh, nice. But yeah, so what do you guys say to the way people are reacting to the news of Elder Scrolls 6? Now, some people are saying that it's years out, but I think Microsoft should just do it. I think they should just go against the status quo and say, damn to be all. We're going to do this, and we're going to put our big guns forward. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it is exclusive, John. I'm saying they should make it exclusive. And the current notion from the community is the same. They're saying it should be and it will be. And that's got a lot of these journalists and media and analysts really edgy and kind of almost skittish to the point where They're making every excuse under the sun why Xbox aren't allowed to have exclusives. Delay Fable? I would just cancel Fable off PlayStation entirely. I would eat up the cost. It's not like Microsoft is bleeding for money. I mean, they're in the AI race. They're bleeding more money with AI than anything else. They can afford to take a little bit of a, a cookie crumble hit with Fable. I would just cancel the whole thing, especially after the way Halo sold. Just cancel the whole thing. It's not worth it. If people want it, there are multiple ways for them to get it that's not on PlayStation. Morrowind was Xbox exclusive as well. Unless that is test free. I'm tired. I know Oblivion was a timed exclusive for like a year or year and a half. But Morrowind was exclusive on the OG Xbox. Play the theme tune? Play the theme tune, he says. He said, play the theme tune. That's all it took, man. And that's it. The blood is boiling. Such is the way. Hey, Rabbi, how's it going? Redguard is really old, Raichi. That was like old. That's like really old. Like donkey's old. Like that is like pretty much, I think the dinosaurs were still roaming the earth when Redguard was made. Like this is what Redguard looks like. I'm pretty sure they predated dinosaurs. Yeah, look at that green. Let's go.
This is about Redguard armor, boy.
Oh my god.
Aside.
Guys, listen, I'm really sorry to anyone that might be offended as a Switch 2 owner or a Switch owner in general, especially the Switch 1. And I know for Switch gamers out there, this is going to look perfectly fine because they're used to watching stuff in 144p. But the rest of us that are used to high definition probably are going to be a little bit miffed about this. This is 240p. So it is higher resolution than the original Switch, but do keep that in mind. It's just a blur, man.
You would threaten an imperial governor. This is about the kingdom. God sees that man. Come on. So you plan to take on the
I'm good, Rebby. How are you? Redguard. Gamescom is first, and we're gonna get opening night live, which I'm gonna be streaming, I think opening night live is on the 25th of August, which is not too far away if I'm not mistaken. But chat, did anyone, before we jump off the whole Elder Scrolls 6 discussion, because I think that warrants just a little bit more before we do anything, did anyone know that there was an eclipse recently? Did anyone manage to catch it? Because if you didn't, right? If you missed the solar eclipse, this is what it looks like. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. I thought that was quite funny. But here's your opportunity to see it now. Susana. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. But this one, this one was excellent. This woman over here, she had it sorted. She's got this. She's got this sorted. Oh, those binoculars are so well put. Oh, good on her. Bless. Oh, bless. Hey, Scorpio, how's it going? That's just brilliant. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I like it. I like it. I died when I saw those two clips today. I was in stitches. How's it going, Negan? But yeah, I think, I mean, there's a huge... So there's talks about, you know, ES6 being Helix exclusive. I don't see that happening, personally. I don't think we're going to see next-gen exclusive games at least 2-3 years into the generation, depending on how the RAM crisis goes, because there's not going to be anyone really buying the next generation consoles. I don't believe that they're going to sell any more than 10 million, which is a small number when you consider the overall scale. So the current generation is going to be supported for a long time. And this is Microsoft's real opportunity right now to push and expand on the Series X. I think this is also a time where they should probably look at the Series S and say, right, we're just going to potentially just stop and use that memory and manufacture more Series X's. I don't know. But I think at this point, they need to start looking at ways to potentially lower the price of the console, because I think £670 or $800 in the US is ludicrous for a next generation console, and try and get more on the shelves to sell, especially when you've got big titles coming your way. And if you're going to have the exclusives to back it up with games that people want, you need to capitalize on that movement and that momentum. Yeah, John, I think there's no doubt in my mind that the games that are coming within between now, even if Helix launches next year, I don't see cross-gen stopping until 2930. There's just no way that they're going to sell enough of those hardware in order to justify next-gen only games. This is for Xbox and PlayStation. There's just no way they're going to justify it. Yeah, I can see that for a while, Negan. That's what we're saying, Remy. Yeah, but Sony isn't actually supporting it, right? Sony is no longer supporting the PS4. I know third-party companies are still releasing their games, but even the ones that are getting released, they're generally the ones that have the old netcode that are still coming out for it, I think. And so those are the ones that are essentially supporting it because they were kind of built with that in mind. So that kind of makes sense. Robbie, I just said that's what we're saying, that Elder Scrolls 6 should be exclusive, console exclusive. They don't anymore. Yo, what up? Yo, buddy, could you, by any chance, put some ice into this when you're finished playing with Luna? Huh? Put some ice in the drink for me, please. Thank you. Don't add Carolina Reaper oil in your noodles. Challenge accepted. Now, I've never tried Carolina Reapers, but I have tried Scotch Bonnets. Scotch Bonnets are hot. It almost took me out, but I survived. Ice and a drink, please. But yeah, I'm a firm believer that if you, like, I've seen someone came into, someone was in my Discord today, and they were saying how Asha Sharma hasn't done anything really big for Xbox, and I agree, she hasn't. But she's also done a lot of small wins and a lot of things that people have wanted from Microsoft for a long time. She's making those things happen right now. Some of that has happened. Huh? Okay, let me show chat Luna for a little bit while you go get the thing. Oh, chat, here's Luna. Here's Luna. Oh, my little precious. You wish to cherish one. But she's doing moves. And obviously in November, it's going to be her time to shine as she unveils her swan song of movement and shows the world what it is. I think in November, if she doesn't really wow everyone, I think she's going to lose a lot of momentum. So I do suspect in November we're going to see the Helix, we're going to see the dashboard, we're going to find out more about the backwards compatibility, we're going to probably see Elder Scrolls 6, we may even get a teaser for some of the other games that are in production, like New Vegas 2. It still might be too early for that. But they might have something up and running in terms of a teaser for that and Fallout 5. I think they're going to go all out in November to show that Xbox as a brand is here to stay. But I think people at least need to give her time until the anniversary to show what it is she's going to do. Dude, Ralph, no, the amount of people that are going to spend... The Helix could potentially be up to $1,400, right? That is roughly about 1,200, 1,100 here in the UK, right? depending on the RAM prices and how much it's going to cost, I think that is the big deciding factor on whether the game is going to be Helix exclusive or not. The market for Helix is going to be extremely tiny if they are only doing it.
How do you unlock the front door? Because Orion's waiting outside.
You know the latch?
Hmm?
There's a latch on the door.
Hmm.
Just need to push it up.
I pushed up, it's not opening.
Then there's a key.
Yeah,
Open the thing door, the window then. The kitchen window.
you want her in or?
Yeah, you can put her in there now. Bye, chat! She's tired. She's had a long day. So it's more the selling factor of the next generation and how much it's going to be. That's going to be. If only like 2 million consoles are launched, and that's all they can do, and really they sell 1 million consoles because it's so expensive and it's priced the whole community out of buying one, then is it really worth? What are they really getting the momentum they want? That's the problem that they have to solve. They have to, if they want to make it Helix exclusive, they have to aim for sub 1,000. They have to aim for sub 1,000. But we're looking at $800 right now for a Series X. In what world do you think, in the current situation, Helix is going to be anything less than 1,000? That's how we can get people to upgrade. But this is the thing. If let's say for example, the Helix is 1,400, right? And then you've already got a PC at home. It's not as good as the Helix, but it's better than your Series X. You'll just move to PC. Considering the PC is becoming more and more like an Xbox anyway. You know, with the way they've set everything up, yeah?
Open the window because the latch thing is...
Yo, chat, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Apparently my cat's trying to come in, but can't. Sorry about that, folks. You got the cloud as well as an option, and in one of my videos that I released, I think this week or last week, I said how all of this high prices in consoles, high prices in everything else is kind of pushing people more and more to cloud gaming, but I do believe that Nvidia truly screwed that up with their metered access. There's absolutely no reason for that. And so the good folks over at Boosteroid have generously given me a bunch of playtime hours to test out their service. And so I will be doing just that, and I will be letting you guys know exactly how it is, and once my testing is done. Do you think we will see more of the 20th anniversary? That's possible. I think they may show that over there, because they've already unveiled it now. And they may also unveil the next FanFests there as well. The dates. Yeah, the X25 is a series console. I'm not worried about that. You'd be surprised, Vital, at how many people actually have a functioning PC at home. And how little resources cloud gaming actually needs to run a Blackwell 5080 setup on a PC that can barely boot. The problem with the price is that PlayStation 6 isn't going to be any cheaper. Right? That's the problem. With the way RAM prices are, the consoles are just going to be crazy expensive. Now, there's two ways of looking at it, right? The one way you look at it is they could delay the console launches with the hopes that this bubble will burst and the prices will go down. History tells us, though, that prices don't go down. Prices normally stay the way they are, which is unfortunate. But when you look at groceries and everything else, when you had the oil crisis not that long ago with the situation over at Iran, prices for groceries shot through the roof. What did Walmart and Asda and Tesco's turn around and say? People were happy to pay these prices, so we're not going to reduce them. We're going to keep the prices the way they are to maximize profits. The CEO blatantly came out and said this, right? Prices generally don't go down. And that's the unfortunate factor of this. So what we're going to see is either things are going to continue to go up over the next 5 years because of AI and the lack of memory. I mean, the allocation for RAM has already sold out for 2027. SK Hynix, Samsung, and Micron are now actually selling the allocation for 2028. We're still in 26, but they're selling the allocation for 2028. They're clearly manipulating the supply. They're clearly manipulating all of this to maximize their profits. And I do hope the regulators move in and catch them in the act of this and find them for every penny of profit they ever had. But when they're already selling allocation for 2028, I don't see this fixing itself until post-2030. So either they delay all tech until 2030 plus, or they're just going to push stuff out and they're going to find new ways to subsidize and monetize. If they don't, people are just not going to buy. You're going to price people out, and more people are going to look at cheaper alternatives, and I believe that's the goal. I believe the push for people to be in cloud gaming, where you don't own your hardware, is where they want to be. I mean, if they delay the hardware, it's going to be redesigned from scratch. That R&D goes down the drain. If they delay it for like 2-3 years, that's it. That R&D goes away. If they're not selling and the prices do drop to manufacture, then they'll need to pass that on to the consumer. Well, yeah. It's a tricky road for them to go through. And this is why, regardless of how powerful and awesome these next generation consoles are, I don't see anything being exclusive to them for the foreseeable future. What I do see is saying, hey, look at this. On the Series X, it's running at 60 FPS at, say, I don't know, 1080p. But if you get it if you go and buy the Helix, you can run it at 2K or 4K at 120 FPS, for example. And that's going to be the deciding, the difference between the two. You're not going to see them utilizing the capabilities of what the Helix can do. I mean, there's already talks of them reducing the number of memory chips inside these machines from 30 gigs, 32 gigs, down to 24, right? Just to cut down on the cost of the hardware. I think 24 gig is more than enough, to be fair, because it's not running any operating system as per se. But they're already considering ways to reduce the cost so that they can lower the price of the hardware down, because they know themselves, if it's upwards of $1,000, the number of people that are going to buy it is going to diminish very quickly. So it's hard. It's not a great position to be in. Susano, I know they have. The only thing I have with GeForce Now is that they now have it metered, which is really scummy of NVIDIA. They're saying that the metered, there's only a handful of percent. The percentage of people using it over 100 hours, like myself, is such a minority. So why is it a problem for me, for the minority, to just keep using it? Why are you making me pay more? I'm already paying you a fuck ton of money. The Helix will be more than the Pro. If it's what I think it's going to be. I mean, the thing is, here's the catch, right? Hear me out. And I think that this is a real possibility, right? When they actually show us the Helix, and they show you that the Helix will be able to run PC games, I think they're going to show you the Series X running PC games too. And they will all they need to do is release a script, a download that you need to accept. It will basically wipe your drive and create a bootable. It'll basically create, install the drives, or maybe it won't even have to wipe your drive. It'll just need you'll need a certain amount of space. Whatever the way they do it, it'll be a script that automatically runs, and it will enable your Series X, because your Series X is more than capable of running PC games at medium settings, right? Maybe a little lower than medium settings, but it's more than capable of doing it. It has the hardware. So I think if they really want to bridge the gap between Series X and Helix, that is what they're going to do in November, and that's what they're working on. The problem is, though, Richard, they're raising the prices and having a limit. They're doing both. Right? They're doing both. And that's what's not cool about it. Whereas you've got other companies like Boosteroid who aren't raising their prices. They're not as popular for obvious reasons. Because they don't have a big brand like Nvidia behind them. They can actually play way more games than Nvidia's GeForce Now. In fact, they can play a metric ton more games than Nvidia's GeForce Now. They have zero restriction. You can even play PlayStation games if you really wanted to. Which, you know, GeForce Now doesn't allow. And it's cheaper. With unlimited access to server time. My story seems like a fairy tale. Why do we have to wait until things are... I mean, November is the anniversary. If anything big that's going to be announced from Xbox is likely going to be announced at the anniversary. They're not going to do that now. Stuff like the backwards compatibility and the ability to play of 360 games, that's been known for about 3 years now that they've been working on it. So it's not a big secret. Everyone kind of expects it. And people were wondering when it's going to be a reality. So them announcing that now, garnering goodwill and capturing the audience's attention is a pro PR move for them. But anything that's going to be super massive is probably going to be announced during the anniversary. Because they want that to be as big as humanly possible to go into the Christmas period with the biggest momentum they can possibly get. And so if anything like that is going to be announced, they will announce it towards the end of the year. And considering the anniversary is like in the first 2 weeks of November, that gives them plenty of time to sort their resources out to make sure they've got, to make sure they can meet the demand. I mean, that's if they are still going with OEM, right? There's no guarantee that they're still going with OEM. Remember, as they say, the plan is the plan until it's not the plan. That whole plan to go OEM could have been shelved and we just don't know. I wouldn't really be listening to Kepler and Emlid that much, considering how volatile and fluid the plans are at the moment with things changing. Even Matt Bull himself said in a tweet that things are changing quite fluidly at the moment as they're trying to find the best solutions available for them and for the consumers. So things are changing. He also said that they're going to take a complete overhaul look at the Helix to see what they can do in lowering the price. They're going to look at it from top to bottom, inside and out. And so changes are probably going to happen. And so all of those facts and figures and specs that people have been posting about may not actually even be materialized. The problem with that, Woodpit, right? These companies, the three companies that are out there that control these fabs, you've got SK Hynix, Samsung, and Micron. It's not in their interest to increase fab production. It's not in their interest to actually make more of these games of more of the RAM available, because the more RAM there is in the world, the lower the price is going to go down, because they're going to have excess supply. And so the one thing that they are constantly telling their shareholders is, we could make a bunch of these fabs over the next 3 years, because that's how long it takes on average to manufacture these factories. But what if the AI boom goes bust? We're now going to have factories that are just going to sit there, and it's a waste of money. And so they're going and circumventing the whole fear-mongering around that, which, to be fair, is a legit fear, because the AI bubble can burst at any point, even though I don't think it will. And so what they're actually doing is manipulating the market, controlling the amount of supply there is in the world for RAM and memory, right? And making like 1,000% profit, 1,000% profit margin. And so for them, it's extremely profitable to stay the way they are. There's, if you was a business and look at this from a business point of view, would you actively go out of your way to lower your profits? Not only invest hundreds of millions of dollars, but in doing so, you're going to lower the amount of profit you get per item. And the answer to that is no. And so that's why they're not doing it. Now, the governments are forcing these companies to create more fabs. You've got China doing it as well. But the problem is they're taking twice as long as it should take. And so instead of it taking 3 years, it's taking 5 years. Because they're not really pushing it. And they're giving themselves a get-out clause to be able to save some money if the worst comes to happen and the bubble bursts. I will let you know, Rachie, and I will let you know. I don't have you on Discord, Rachie, so the only time I can contact you is through through stream. You should DM me on Discord, so I've got you there and I can let you know, because I'm gonna test all this out. One of the things that bothers me this generation is that everyone is wasting their time on how we can make or Xbox to play PlayStation games. Or I don't expect Xbox games to play PlayStation games. Just like, I'm of the mindset that Xbox games should have their own exclusives, PlayStation should have their own exclusives, and then you have both of those companies competing against each other, and that competition generally means good news for customers, because now they're both trying to win your money. But when one of them backs down, you get the stupid shit that Sony is doing right now, because they can get away with it. The arrogance is there. They've got no competition, and they know that they don't have any competition. And now that they've got, all those people trapped inside their ecosystem, they feel like they can do anything. But if you have true competition, another alternative, that changes everything. And so that's why I'm for competition. I believe that is the best way forward and the best way to keep prices competitive. Because at that point, both will fight for your money. It totally is coming to Xbox. It totally is. Man, there's so many bugs coming in tonight. Why ain't you all playing Gears E-Day? I'm disappointed with you. I was supposed to play it. And then I forgot. See, if it was Final Fantasy, I wouldn't have forgot. I really want to see it burst. Dude, I remember reading this analyst report, and with the amount of money that Nvidia has invested in AI, it could potentially take them out of business if it fails. They've literally put all their eggs into that basket, and if it fails, they stand to lose a metric ton of money. Like, if that bubble bursts, they are going to be in severe financial trouble. Like, crazy trouble. And I appreciate you for tuning in, John. Yeah, they would probably... Well, the analyst said that they would basically go into bankruptcy, liquidation. They wouldn't have the finances to be able to get out of it. It's such a massive risk that these companies are taking. but they're investing in it because they believe it's going to pay out. And in some cases, I feel like they've invested so much money, it's too late to back out now. They can't turn away. The arms race to be the leading member in AI is still there. And as long as the arms race is gung-ho and available, they're going to do that. Yeah. Microsoft is Microsoft has themselves covered in what they do best, and that's data. At the end of the day, what they need to do, and I think it's happening anyway, is that SK Hynix, Micron, and Samsung are now... Yeah, they are, because there's in the US, there's an antitrust lawsuit against all three of these, with an investigation that they're basically manipulating the supply in order to maximize their profits. And so I suspect they're going to be audit trailing everything that they've been doing for the past 5 to 10 years to see if there's any discrepancy or any hidden stock or anything, or if there's any capacity or whatever, if they're actually hindering it. And if they are, you know, I hope they get hit with the highest sanctioned fines they possibly can get. Yo, Steve, you enjoying Gears? And so for that reason, you know, where we're at right now is a pretty uncertain phase when it comes to next generation consoles. Sure, they're going to be great. They're going to be powerful. But it all comes down to price. And price will dictate how well they're going to sell. I mean, when you think about the Series S costing more than the Series X at the Series X launch, it's you know, it's crazy. And so it's all going to come down to how, number one, can they actually get enough consoles on the shelves? And number two, can they get the price right? Because if they're pricing both the consoles, the PS6 and the Helix, at $1,400 each, I'm going to be honest with you, I can't. There's no way I'm paying that for both. That is just not going to happen. And it could be the first generation in a long, long time where I might be able to get one of them, but I'm definitely not going to be able to get two. You know, people will have a long, hard look at what they're going to do at that point. Because you still have to pay for your games and your Game Pass and everything else. It's just so much more, you know, there's so much more there to it. Only problem with that is that Game Pass only goes up to 3 years. No, I don't believe Gears of War ED is going to fail. I also don't believe that it's going to sell millions and millions and millions of copies. Gears has just never done that. Right? Gears has always been this cult classic. It's a big name. It's a beloved franchise on Xbox, but it's never really sold the tens of millions of copies that people are trying to make out that it's going to, you know, it could have sold if it's on PlayStation. The reality is Reloaded didn't sell almost nothing on PlayStation. So it will do, I reckon it will do the same numbers it's doing as it always does. And maybe a little bit more because it's going to appeal to a lot more people. And this open beta that they're doing now is going to attract a few more people, especially with the new movement. It's really good. John, it is doing well. But what I'm saying is, it's not going to do GTA well. Right? People are I saw this one post from Pirate Nation saying, "Oh look, Call of Duty is outselling Gears." Well, yeah, Call of Duty also outsold every other PlayStation game under the sun. Like, what are we even doing here? Right? what are we even doing here? It's like, what are we even doing here? Why are we making those silly comparisons? It's going to do well within its genre. It's going to sell well within what Gears sells. In fact, I do believe it's probably going to be the best-selling Gears of all time. But is it going to sell 10 million units? I'm doubtful. And they've made great changes to the PvP to try and keep player retention. One of the big problems with Gears is that the multiplayer was really engineered towards the elite, and it drove people away. The new controls are way more user friendly, way more inviting, and so hopefully that will also have a positive impact. In fact, I think what they should do with Gears is potentially make it, have a bunch of free play weekends only for the multiplayer to get people even on board with more Gears. Because the multiplayer will live and die by the number of players it has. Forza is a bit of a weird one, but I agree with Halo Infinite. But I think Forza is a bit of a weird one, considering at one point, the last time I checked, it had like 44 million players. Now, that's obviously not sales, but still, 44 million players is crazy. Like, even if you took the number of people on Game Pass out, that still leaves like 10 million. That's a good chunk. It's all about the frames used. Some framing just breaks and we use more than one framing to compare. Exactly. Has anyone seen this Phantom Blade Zero 11-minute trailer? Seems a bit long for a trailer. But apparently Donnie Yen is Mao Yuan. He's the one that done the facial and motion capture for Mo Yuan. Anyone want to check this out, or we can move on to something else? Like I said, there's a couple of videos that I also put aside. There's that 40-minute monster one, which is a great watch about Sega and their demise, and how Sega of Japan really screwed that one up royally. Or there's another one with a bunch of hopium and copium calling Sony's bluff. Phantom Blade Zero. So the specs of Phantom Blade Zero are actually really low. Minimum specs is a 1660 6GB GTX or an RX 5500. Man, that is really small. That or my eyes are like getting really bad. There we go. So the minimum specs for this game are ridiculously low. But that is for 1080p 30 FPS. The recommended specs are RTX 3060, 8GB, or a Radeon 60. So I suspect that this will run very well on the ROG Ally X. Phantom Blade digital only? I don't think so from my understanding. I think they're going to get a physical version of it. At least what I would assume they would. There's no reason for this to be no Xbox version, no buy paid exclusives or a cut. I mean, this is what I said. Sony is making exclusives left, right, and center. There's no reason why Xbox shouldn't. I'm only seeing the digital things here, but let me see. I'm pretty sure this is available to actually buy physically. Just one sec. Let me just check on my favorite website. Do you know what? You might be right. I think you might be right. It's actually not available. Phantom Zero can now be pre-ordered ahead of its upcoming release, but the game seems to have skipped a physical disc launch. So they may do one at a later date, but at launch, it's going to be digital only. Yeah, it's digital only. I'm quite surprised about that. It is not a Sony game. It's a Sony published game. Hey, John, the ROG is a good damn machine. Don't let anyone else tell you that it's not. I mean, you know, it's not a 5080 or a 5090, but it's a damn good machine. I get a lot of game time on my ROG. Paired with my X-Raw glasses, it's amazing. I like Tokon. I think that game has got a lot of hate. Unnecessary hate. I actually like Tokon. What else do I have? Ah! Banners will rise in Westeros. So this was the August 25th is when we're going to get the gameplay reveal at opening night live. So the 25th of August is a Tuesday. So Tuesday night in 2 weeks' time is when opening night live, I guess, is going to be. And so, great stuff. Because I'm looking forward to opening night live. It's probably our last game show before the Game of the Year nominations. No one knows what this Westeros one. It's a Lord of the Rings game, but no one actually knows really what it is because they've not shown any gameplay. All we've seen is this little trailer here. It looks RTS to me, War for Westeros, but like I said, they've shown no gameplay whatsoever. It's just a you know, CGI scene. Man, Splinter Cell remake probably never coming, man. I thought this was actually a really good thing. So this company over here, War Dogs, is making a FPS game. It actually looks really good. It's currently available in early access, but they're giving you 10 reasons not to buy their game. 10 reasons not to buy their games. When have you ever seen a studio come out and provide you with reasons to not buy their game? This seems weird. And you have every right to think it's weird, which is why we're going to check it out.
God damn it, Joe. Give us the release date. I don't know when. We didn't get any freaking release date or anything.
No specific date yet, but they did say this year, so I'm guessing it's going to be soon.
What if they didn't put a release date because they actually plan on releasing it really soon?
September the 10th, boys. Everyone that I know that's played this game has given it high marks. Everyone that I know that's played it loves it.
War Dogs is releasing into Steam Early Access next month on the 10th of September. Steam pre-orders for War Dogs are live right now. Pre-ordering will guarantee you access into our upcoming closed beta ahead of release.
I actually have a story for that.
Try it out and refund the game if you don't like it.
FV, I'll share that story after this.
Is kind of out of left field. So for context, opening pre-orders now helps us more accurately predict how many players and servers we need to be running in each region, which will massively help ensure stability at launch. After
It was,
in
yes.
response to our closed alpha weekend, we just thought, why not? Our time is now. We just want to remind everyone that you can refund pre-orders and that we're more than okay with that, as it's the best way to open early access.
So they've opened early access, like they've done a beta, and they've said, hey, if you want to pre-order, we just want to gauge how many people want to pre-order. But if you want to cancel that as well after you've played the beta, that is a-okay. We're perfectly okay with you canceling it. It will give us a lot of data that we need. And if people are cancelling, it means that the overall product isn't good enough. A really, really good approach here, by the way.
To the game for players who most want it without fully opening the floodgates. However, before the hype train gets out of control, we want to do something most AAA marketing teams would tell their dev teams to never do.
Is that better?
10 legitimate reasons why you should not buy War Dogs. Reason number one is the lack of content and the speed at which we deliver it. Our focus has been on core gameplay and performance. From a business standpoint, we invested most of our money into those things, leaving less for content and the shiny things that actually sell games. What I'm saying is War Dogs has a content problem. We are launching with 37 weapons, 21 vehicles, and 3 maps, with each of those maps having 3 variations within them.
I'm going to be real with you. 27 weapons, 21 vehicles, and 3 maps. That's more than Marathon launched with. Just going to put that out there. Hey, bullets.
But after launching to early access next month, we'll be focusing on bug fixes, keeping the devs on hand to react to major feedback points, and a new map. But beyond that, in order to
And they're going to add at least 1 new map over the course of a month.
hit the 1.0 release with our meta game and truly deliver on our vision for War Dogs as a title that can go the distance, we need to make sure that our devs are focused on exactly that. As a result, players should not expect regular content drops. We will update the game regularly, but the focus will be on balancing and fixing issues, just as early access was intended for.
I love the transparency of what they're actually saying here. If you're going to go into early access, don't expect regular content drops. What we're going to do is fine-tune, balance the game before we do any of that stuff. We're going to fix the core of the game and make sure the core of the experience is great, and then build around the core. Most companies build the game and then try to build the core and, you know, shove it in after they've built the rest of the game. They're doing it the way it's supposed to be done. You build the core, you make sure it's solid, and then that's the foundation for your game. Once the foundation is built, then you build the rest of the game around it.
You want to make sure your expectations are set here before you purchase. You shouldn't expect monthly map updates or new vehicles being added. That's the plan for after 1.0. For now, we want to focus on building the metagame and making the improvements we identify throughout early access. And as a result, we're going to price it accordingly.
I think this is amazing, right?
War Dogs is not cheap to make, and at full release, War Dogs will cost $59.99. But we haven't delivered the metagame yet. If the game doesn't have all the features, we can't charge full price, so we're cutting it to $49.99. But with the lack of content in year one of War Dogs, we can't fairly justify that either, so we're cutting it to $39.99. Throughout development, we will step the pricing up to $49.99 when the relevant updates are delivered throughout that first year. Then, when we come true on our commitment to deliver the metagame and all the content in 1.0, then and only then will we step the price up to $59.99. Right now, you can...
What do you think about that? What do you think about that? So if you decide right now to invest in the game with, you know, with the way it is, you're going to pay $40. And that's all you're going to pay. The game is yours forever. As someone who supported them from the very beginning, that's their way of saying thank you to you. You save $20 on the game. And as they improve it, then each of those tiers go away, and as more content gets added on, the price goes up until it gets to the full retail release. What do you guys think about that? Like, I'm more inclined to jump into this at $39.99 now on the gamble that I might actually enjoy it. It looks multiplayer. $36.99 in UK on Steam. Yeah, I think it's worth a punt.
We'll step the pricing up to $49.99 when the relevant updates are delivered throughout that first year. Then, when we come true on our commitment to deliver the metagame and all the content in 1.0, then and only then will we step the price up to $59.99. Right now, you can pre-order War Dogs for $39.99 on Steam and get access to the beta. And if you don't enjoy the beta, or you just don't think the price is right, just refund it. We see this stair-step pricing approach as being the fairest method to reward the players who brought into War Dogs early, whilst also delivering a financial boost to the game later in its development, as we seek to continue to add value to the game. If the price feels too high for an early access game, please don't buy it yet. Wait until the game has more of what you want and consider it then.
I think that's a great approach.
War Dogs is performing beyond our expectations, with 800,000 wishlists and rising. But we still need to be level-headed about player expectations. Yes, we do expect our initial days after launch to have a lot more players than we expected. But we can tell you for a fact this is something completely normal, that those players will fall away over the next coming months. Player numbers will drop off, and journalists and influencers on the fringe of the community will try and rage bait your enjoyment out of the game for social media clicks. This does
they already know. They already know. Just listen to that.
For the next couple of months. Player numbers will drop off, and journalists and influencers on the fringe of the community will try and rage bait your enjoyment out of the game.
He's so talking about Paul Tassi right now.
For social media clicks. This doesn't mean the game is dying. We're thinking longer term than a flash in the pan. Our goal is to settle into a sustainable, close-knit community. If we're pulling in 3,000 to 5,000 daily concurrent players who genuinely love the game, it'll allow new players to buy in at any time and join an active community, whilst we're free to keep building upon the War Dogs foundation toward the larger 1.0 release.
Reason number 4 is monetization. Why am I always doing these like evil business ones? Can I please just have like a cool game mechanic or something really fun? Okay. There are 3 things relating to monetization that you can hold us to account on. Number 1, we will not monetize the game at any point during early access. Number 2, we will never monetize in-game cash or gold bars. They must be earned through play. And number 3, we will never allow you to purchase camos. Camos should show a player's status, not how much money they have. I think at this point we've made it abundantly clear there will be no monetization during early access, with the sole exception of an optional supporters edition. This includes 3 starter weapon skins, a little bird skin, and a couple of bobbleheads. It also includes a tag on the scoreboard for players who want to show off their support in-game. However, we don't want the stance here to be misconstrued of War Dogs never having monetization at all. That's not what we're saying. War Dogs will release into 1.0 and launch on multiple platforms, giving us a large boost in base game sales that we can use to reinvest into the game for post-release. However, Bulkhead will have ongoing running costs, player vault storage stats, telemetry, anti-cheat updates and servers on top of continued development costs. There are expenses that need to be justifiable long-term if base game sales no longer cover those costs. And to be clear, we're talking years in advance. It might seem strange to be talking about monetization that's years down the line, but we want you to be able to buy in knowing what you're buying into long-term. We hope that we've shown that we're more than happy to have open discussions to explore different approaches to problems before committing to them. Sometimes we'll be a bit off the mark, but good faith conversation is how we intend to find an acceptable line years in advance that feels fair and allows us to justify the continuous stream of content we want to serve up many years post 1.0 release. The War Dogs intellectual property is owned solely by Bulkhead, the developer. We have control of the future of War Dogs. So, to wrap that point up, we recommend you don't buy War Dogs if you're staunchly against any form of monetization, as you'll become disappointed in a few years post-release. Our goal is not to bleed.
I kind of like this. They're being very open about what they're going to do with monetization, and even if they wanted to add something down the road, it's a discussion that they're going to have with the community, and I think that's a good thing. They're not just going to ignore their community. It really looks like this is going to be a community-led project. I'm kind of on board with that. It's refreshing. Now the question is, will they actually stick to their word? This dude is saying you can hold us to it, but you know, even if you held them to it, what exactly are you going to do?
Players dry until they quit. It's to break even and then reinvest those profits.
It's EA, Susano.
The next breakthrough. Video game graphics.
No, I'm just kidding.
In the wrong place. On the flip side, if you're expecting the performance of a 5v5 competitive shooter like Counter-Strike or Valorant, you're also in the wrong place. We've done a lot of work to make UE5 FPS ready over a range of hardware, but if you're expecting to play native 4K at 240 FPS, War Dogs is not the game for you. Every player's bar for what is acceptable performance is different, and we think what we've achieved with War Dogs is actually pretty good considering the scale and the ambition of the title, and our alpha testers have also shared that same opinion. If you have a lower spec rig and want more confidence before pre-ordering, then have a look at our Steam page's minimum and recommended specs, and then check out our latest devlog where we show our alpha build running on a range of different hardware. Alternatively, pre-order the game, join in the beta, and if you don't get the performance you're looking for, or it doesn't live up to the hype, just refund the game. No hard feelings.
Man, they're really adamant that you should refund the game.
How it was originally intended, letting you play the early access build that shows the potential of War Dogs, whilst we work towards unlocking the full potential at 1.0. However, we will not have a linear roadmap or fixed content. Instead, we'll be testing things live with the community, much like we've been doing during our closed tests, at seemingly random times as the priorities of our development timeline shift. We know early access has earned a bad reputation because many games forever remain in their unfinished state with no plan to ever release. War Dogs has a plan and will reach full release roughly 24 months after launching into early access in September. Reaching 1.0 isn't just important for us financially.
2 years.
Delivering our full vision for the game and launching on multiple platforms to even more players.
Yes, we are the developers of Battalion 1944. That's not hidden information to shy away from. 10 years ago, when Bulkhead was much, much smaller, and our developers much, much younger, we kickstarted and created a back-to-basics 5v5 World War II shooter called Battalion 1944. I think as much as we wanted Battalion to succeed, with the low player numbers of only 50 to 200 daily players, our publisher relationships kind of broke down. The console version was held in limbo by lawyers, and we'd burned through our profits supporting the game. So we went dark on communication, way darker than we should have gone. And truthfully, we just didn't have anything to talk about other than the failure of Battalion and the glimmers of hope and passion project we were working on in our spare time. The entire time since Battalion died, we felt like we owed the community a debt we just couldn't pay. Thankfully, work for hire projects came in and helped keep the studio alive. And eventually we saved enough money to be able to take the unprecedented step in refunding every Kickstarter backer who helped us bring Battalion to life in the first place. And it's these lessons and scars from Battalion that War Dogs has been built upon. It's why we've been so cautious.
They refunded every single Kickstarter backer. Do you know how insane that is? Nobody does that. They just take that money and run off. That's insane. These guys are getting major W's right now.
With our playtesting and why we've been so open with our marketing. To be really clear, we wouldn't have War Dogs without Battalion's failure. But if you still don't trust our studio because of Battalion 1944, don't rush to buy War Dogs. We hope our actions speak louder than words, and you're always welcome to join the fun if you're willing to give our team another chance.
War Dogs has local VoIP heard by all three teams.
VoIP!
Players will naturally talk shit. And not just players, the devs are going to do it too. If you are more sensitive to that, you do have the option to mute individual players or VoIP entirely, and disable the text chat. However, there is a line between banter and being a dickhead. And that line can be drawn by the community server admins per server, and ultimately by us, the devs. Just for the record, if the devs that got banned from Twitch have to get involved and ban you, it's very likely that you're a dick.
War Dogs is designed as a PC-focused game for PC players first.
I like these guys.
Just use gamepads, so there will be partial gamepad support at early access launch. However, keyboard and mouse will always be the optimal way to experience War Dogs on PC. With controller support comes the topic of aim assist. This will exist, but only to a small degree, as playing without it is honestly just comically bad. There aren't any handouts in War Dogs though. It requires mastery, skill, and knowledge to succeed, regardless of input. If the idea someone wants to play with a game...
Mate, I'm a legend when it comes to keyboard and mouse gaming. You guys have seen my skills. I make the best players of Valorant look like amateurs. Man, I'm going to be schooling everyone on my keyboard and mouse while I've got a controller plugged in.
Gamepad is a deal breaker for you, then don't buy War Dogs. Nobody likes dying. In War Dogs especially, if you're running in like you're playing Call of Duty or Battlefield, you will likely die to someone playing more cautiously. If you're not willing to learn from those deaths, you're gonna have a bad time. One of the complaints we see from players is about how long it takes to get back into the control zone after you die, blissfully unaware that this is your punishment for dying, which creates an entire value vector for alternate roles such as pilots and drivers getting you back into the action. Instead of an arbitrary respawn timer on your UI like an arcade shooter, in War Dogs your respawn timer is instead based on the choices you make from spawn. Should you buy a vehicle or catch a lift? Which vehicle is the fastest? Can you trust that pilot or not? It all matters. How and who you travel with, how fast you're willing to get there, and deciding the optimal route to get back into the action. Getting from the safe zone to the control zone, to holding on and respawning, every decision has risks and consequences, with every outcome etched into your account balance. It's your cash, your decisions, your consequences. We've said it before, War Dogs is not for everyone. So if you can't cope with those stakes, you may want to play something else instead. There you go.
I like it.
There's 10 reasons you shouldn't buy War Dogs. If you're still here after all of that,
What do you mean
Wardogs
cheats
gain access
don't count? Who uses cheats in this day and age?
these points. For us, it all comes down to confidence. Confidence that you're buying a product from a team with a vision. We're not saying our game is perfect. We're saying, here is our plan, here is our vision, we know what we want to make. We've got the confidence to put Wardogs in your hands before it's fully complete. Confidence that we've spent the last 4 years building something that players genuinely want. And confidence that Wardogs is not being made for everyone is the reason it will succeed. And if we're right, the commitment to take our profits and go all in on making our 1.0 release everything we know it can be. With a blessing from Valve.
Honestly, I think that is definitely the right approach. A game made for everyone is made for no one. Know who your target audience is, zone in on that target audience, and make the game for that audience. And this is why these gacha games have all the waifus and no husbandos. They have all the jigglies in the right place. They know their target audience.
Wardogs Early Access and Supporters Edition is available to pre-order now, and purchasing will guarantee you access to a closed beta on the 21st of August to help you decide if you've made the right choice. You've listened and you've watched. Now is the time to play.
Hey, Effie, you take it easy, man. Thanks so much for stopping by. That's all Chaos does. It's cheat. What do you mean? I don't use cheats, Devastator. They're lying. They're lying. I do no such thing. COD is in October, right? If I'm not mistaken. Either way, I think I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to gamble on it. Unfortunately, it comes out during the time of Wolverine. It's coming out during the time of Trails in the Sky, second chapter. It's coming out during Remedy's Resonance, I believe it is. Then you have the Final Fantasy Resonance as well. It's going into a month where everyone and their grandma is releasing a high-profile game. I think that is going to be their only downfall. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, gaming. You got this one coming out. This one's August 27th, so almost in September. Plague Tale Resonance, which is very close to when that's releasing. These specs are interesting. RTX 3060 Ti. No upscaling. Preset Ultra 1080p 60 FPS. Pretty good, pretty good. Final Fantasy Resonance, one that we were talking about. So, it seems on Switch 1, if you get the Switch 1 edition of this game, the whole game is on the cartridge. 8.8 gig, runs 720p, 1080p, locked at 30 FPS. Simpler environmental lighting and longer load times. If you get the Switch 2 edition, it's a 13 gigabyte download, so you're sending like 5 gig more. You get 4 gig resolution via modern upscaling, 60 FPS, enhanced HD 2D lighting effects, but it's a game keycard. I think Nintendo need to just do away with the game keycards. It's so stupid. If the Switch 1 version can be on a cartridge, why on earth can't the Switch 2 version be on a cartridge? It's not like a 14 gigabyte card is going to be... Oh, I don't know. Like, that just makes no sense. Add to the fact that the box art for the Switch one looks way better than the box art for the Switch 2. I really don't like the box art for Switch 2 games. Have a good night, gaming. Now, this game over here, Rideshare Simulator. The CEO decided to go off on one after a woman writing a Saber game said she was fired and replaced with AI. And the CEO response is one of the most insane things I've ever read. They look the same? How do those cases look the same? You've got that dirtiness of that red bar across the top. So the CEO says, Stella who? I had to ask Claude, as in Claude AI, because I have never spoken to her or seen her. We have already said we are using AI for certain parts of the game, and we'll update the Steam page once we have finalized the feature set. Let me clarify that the entire story script, were it to win an award, would go to someone who can walk up to the stage and receive it. It was always our intention to reveal this until Stella violated her confidentiality clause and revealed this before we were ready. We look at our use of AI in this particular game, which will be a lower priced title because they're using AI, as a plus for consumers, he said. So the fact that they're using AI, they're being open about the use of AI, they're going to put the price appropriate to the fact that they're using AI. As far as Stella is concerned, she was replaced by someone more talented, essentially AI, and terminated for a variety of reasons a few months later. From what I can gather, she enjoys controversy even more than I do. I would frankly, in retrospect, have been happy to replace her with AI. At least we would be dealing with someone programmed to be honest. Oof. Oh. Oh man, this CEO, he was blunt, man. I don't know who's gonna buy this rideshare game, but man, that was brutal. That CEO did not hold any punches back. Edge of Memories will release later in 2026. To be clear, Midgar closed because of financial troubles in the group. Now under court-ordered restructuring, it had nothing to do with the game, the team's work, or maximizing profit. It's exactly why we're committed to handling the release right. They deserve as much. The creative work is done. What's left is technical, bringing the console and PC versions up to standard. A dedicated team is now handling that with the same care and respect for what Midgar created. To the team at Midgar Studio, thank you for what you've created and everything you've brought to Edge of Memories. So the studio's gone, but the publisher is taking it upon themselves to release the game. Good for them. Hey look, CEOs are never going to stop LARPing as devs. Aspyr confirms in a press release that more classic Lord of the Rings titles are coming. Fans can look forward to even more classic releases by Aspyr from the beloved franchise in the future. What Lord of the Rings game would you want to see? A lot of people want to see, where is it? Two Towers that was released on the PS2. It's not here. Oh, do you know what? Do you know what, chat? Do you know what, chat? We actually had something earlier today, and I've been naughty. Because Devastator did become a member, so let's make that 16. So yeah, what versions of the game would you like to see? I really enjoyed Two Towers. That was the Lord of the Ring games that my brother bought for me, actually, because I really loved the movies and he saw it for sale at the time, and he picked it up and said, "Here you go. You've been enjoying the movies. Play the game." And the game was amazing. Hi, Dev. But folks, that's all I have for today. Looks like we actually managed to get a good roundup on the stream. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to watch that Sega video. I'll post it in chat because it's a great video. I don't know if we'll ever actually get the chance to check it out on stream. It's so good. It's definitely worth watching. I'd love to go through it one day, maybe on a Tuesday.
At Gorsty85 celebrates 23 months of membership. How about they release that KOTOR remake?
That's not by these guys. Is it by Saber as well? That's by Saber, isn't it? Saber Interactive. That's not Aspyr. That's a different studio. But that's, it'd be interesting if they were actually to do that. Let's see. Make that a 17. Thank you for the membership. I appreciate it. But yeah, that video there is amazing. It actually, did you know that PlayStation offered Sega the disc drive first and Sega turned it down? And then they went to Nintendo and Nintendo screwed them over? And then they decided to release the PlayStation? Man, that must have been fueled by pure vengeance. It's all in that video. It's such a great video, and it explains the rise and fall of everything. But yeah, it's a long video, so it'd probably take like an hour to go through it overall. But if people want to watch it on Tuesday, we could potentially do that. We could react to the information as we go along. I think the easiest definite reason, Susano, is money. Money. That's the easiest reason. But folks, I think that's about it. Is there anything else anyone wanted to chat about or discuss before we call it a day? I'm going to be finishing Beast of Reincarnation tomorrow. And if I do finish Beast of Reincarnation tomorrow during the stream, where instead of jumping onto Final Fantasy, I'm going to jump onto Dusk Fade, start from the very beginning, and do a bit of a playthrough on this so people can see it firsthand while I'm streaming it. So for those of you that want to hang out over it on stream, that's a thing. Something we'll do. But other than that, I am going to call it a day since we are done. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I know it was a bit of a haphazard show, but we managed to get there, and we actually had a great time. I hope you had a great time. Thank you for all the memberships, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, folks, and remain legend.